What's good, people? Welcome to the poet. Yes, I got a lot on my mind, and I want to talk. You don't want to hear? Change the channel. But I got to be real for a minute. Always being real, but I need to come and talk to you all on a level that most of you really understand, but you don't want to say nothing about it. Just sitting here thinking. This is getting ridiculous. It been got ridiculous. And I guess I'm just to a point where I see it ain't enough people doing anything about it. We all just talking. Now, I'm stuck on this being who we are today. No, I never went through slavery. Not to the extent of what everybody sees slavery as. A lot of us don't realize it, but we're still in captivity. You don't want to admit it? Oh well, that's you. Stay blind. I'd rather you get the truth and work on getting yourself out of it. The thing that's getting to me though is every time we as black people come up with something or do something, they tear us down. All this stuff going on, and we try to take a stand for our people. BLM, Black Lives Matter. So y'all want to come back and say all lives matter. We never said all lives didn't matter. We want you to understand that our life matters. Something that you apparently care nothing about. Yeah, I got a lot on my mind. And I feel like talking. If you don't want to listen, change the channel. I told you I ain't hiding from nobody. My name is Gerald Fletcher, here known as the poet. And since I can't really explain it to you, I'm going to give it to you in a poem. Let you go back, sit back, think about it. Let some of y'all talk about it and say some off the wall stuff because you really think that something was that it wasn't. And I'm not going to give you all that right now. I'm going to let you think about it for a while before I come back and explain to you what I meant. Because, truth be told, a lot of you don't want to hear it anyway. You're content. You're satisfied with the way your life is, even in the mess that you in. You're content with it because all you're going to do is talk about it and move on. You're never going to do anything to fix the issue. That's something that bothers me as a black man. Another thing that bothers me is my black sisters. I listened to one of my brother's songs earlier today while I was at work. It struck a pause in me because when I really thought about it, it's crazy, especially knowing that the things that I know. Y'all would actually put us on child support out of hate because we don't give you what you want, when you want it, how you want it, or we're not doing it the way you think we should do it. So you go and put people in our business and cause us to miss out on our children. Then when they get older and they all in this trouble and carrying on, you sick. You don't know what to do. Oh Lord, I put him in your hands. Not thinking you should have never took the father away. Because now he trying to help. And the child don't even want to hear him because all the hate you had in you for him. You poured that into the child. All that child grew up knowing is how much you hated him and why you hated his or her father. And you made daddy look bad to the child. So they ain't got no respect for him whatsoever. Yeah, that's another thing that bothers me. And you think you getting at us, making us suffer, because as we struggle to try and do something to help with the kids, the children, we still got to face them. So now we're not just paying for you and our child. We're paying the government for you and our child. And then you still want to come to us in person and ask us for things. Why you won't do this? Why you won't do that? All this I'm having to give to them. We've been trapped. And we don't do anything but help them keep us boxed in. I know. I really do. You might not believe it. And if you don't, you've been fooled, deceived, manipulated. I think it's time you've been schooled. Brought to the light, giving your sight on what we thinking is all good. Would you lend me your ears to acknowledge the facts of what I think is life in the hood? What makes you think it's tight, right? This fright night and life is. We stuck with limited competitive actions because it's easy to give up. Like, why can't I be president? Is it because my skin color's brown? My ethnic's black, and since the beginning they ran my kind in the ground? It's been enslaved in our minds to believe that we could never have a black president. Residents of my race is suspicious in all cases, even if they don't have enough evidence. That's just a part of this life we live, dreaming of the things we would do if we could, be allowed to embrace a life of true freedom without being limited to life in the hood. They got us trapped, feeding us poison, then screwed us up in the head. We've been deceived about freedom, believing we equal. I swear we've been misled, ungratefully used, mistreated, abused by those who brought us into this land. We took a stand and pissed them off, so they got together and formed a plan. Created a powder and made a rock that was meant to stay in the black community. It went as planned till it crossed their borders and had our races join in unity. So now they kicking our doors, destroying our homes, saying they getting this here off the streets. I wonder what streets do they speak of. Is it every home in America? Or is it the homes in which their race go to sleep? I mean, why isn't they kicking them doors for 1 or 2 keys when there's boatloads of shit coming in? I tell you why. They say it's our fault, but it's them that bring this here in. All I can do is share the story about how life for blacks is boxed wood, a tough and hard life that's got us boxed in, and which I refer to as life in the hood. Well, we've been placed in a position to struggle for survival. By all means, get it how you live. Were the instructions we received in this life that we heed in a country where our choices they give. For example, take this dope and get rich. Just keep away from our people. Sure, you can vote, Just don't campaign. If you keep it that way, then we equal. Let's be real for a minute. We could never be equal. Not while conflicts exist in our races, cases, embracing my race, placing doubt in my faith, or being more than just colored with patience. Gracious Father in heaven, remember us all, even those who knew not what was good, because until you come back, we'll never escape the struggles of life in the hood.